They always come at night, small voices, bare feet, eyes blacker than the space between stars. They knock softly and ask to come in. But once you say yes, you don't just let them in, you let the madness in too. Welcome to Whispers After Dark, where shadows talk and the night listens. This is the story of an abandoned foster house, shared with me years ago by someone who swore it really happened. And as for me, I believe her. You can decide for yourself. But first, you need to understand that the stories of black-eyed children have spread like rot beneath old floorboards through the years. Sightings have surfaced all over the world, always at night, always somewhere quiet. Children with hollow voices, strange clothes, and eyes that never blink. Sometimes they knock. Sometimes they ask for help. But no matter how desperate they sound, they never come in unless you invite them. This is one of those stories. Jenna's story starts with a house that should have stayed forgotten. The house had been empty for decades. It stood at the edge of a forgotten stretch of road, hidden behind a tangle of blackthorn trees and a fence that leaned like tired bones. No one remembered who had last lived there. Some said it had once been a foster home for the unwanted, the strange, the lost. Others whispered it was a private school, closed after a fire in the attic. But whatever it had been, it wasn't that anymore. It was something ruined, something wrong. I found it by accident, driving the back roads with my camera. I've always been drawn to rot and silence, the kind of decay you can't fake. Broken houses, dead buildings, places time tried to forget. When I saw the house rising out of the trees, wrapped in ivy and shadow, I stopped the car without even thinking. It was perfect, tall and sagging, with broken shutters and windows like dark eyes. The porch groaned under my feet as I stepped onto it. The front door was still partially open, like it had been waiting for someone to come back inside. The living room reeked of mold and was littered with dead leaves. Wallpaper peeled in long strips from the walls, and the ceiling sagged in places. A couch sat rotting in the middle of the room, sunken in like something had collapsed into it years ago. I moved carefully, setting my tripod near the staircase, the flashlight casting long shadows along the splintered banister. The air smelled like mildew, rust, and something faintly metallic, like dried blood. I started taking long exposure shots, the soft click of the shutter echoing in the silence. Every minute or so, I adjusted the frame, my breath catching in my chest for reasons I couldn't quite explain. The longer I stood there, the more I felt it, that creeping sense that something was behind me, watching, waiting. I tried to shake it off. It was just the house, I told myself. Just the air, the shadows, the bones of a place left to die. But then I heard it, a door creaking open upstairs, not a crash, not a thump, just a slow, deliberate groan. I froze, flashlight aimed at the staircase. The beam flickered once, then held. My mouth went dry. I told myself it was nothing, an animal maybe, just old wood settling. Nothing I hadn't heard before. I turned back toward the camera, and that's when I heard it. There was a knock. 3 slow taps, not from the door, from the window. I turned slowly, ice in my veins, heart pounding so hard it hurt. My flashlight swept across the cracked glass. Nothing. Just trees. Just the dark. Just the wind whispering through the ivy. Then the beam flickered again, and they were there. 2 children, standing outside, pale, barefoot, wearing old-fashioned clothes, the kind you'd see in a faded 1950s class photo. Their faces were still, empty. Their hair was dark and stringy, plastered to their skin like it had been soaked and never dried. But their eyes weren't right. They were black. Not bruised or shadowed, just black. Pure, glossy, endless black. I stumbled back, my tripod crashing to the floor. The flashlight rolled from my hand, spinning light in frantic, dizzy circles across the walls. I scrambled after it, fingers shaking, legs like water. That's when I heard the voice. "We need to come in." It wasn't loud, it wasn't even threatening, just flat, empty, like someone repeating a line they didn't understand. I grabbed the flashlight from beneath the table, clutching it like it could protect me, like light still meant something in a place like this. My breath came in short, shallow gasps. Every nerve felt exposed. Then I heard it again. Footsteps on the stairs above me. Slow, heavy, measured. I didn't wait. The children outside didn't move, didn't blink, didn't breathe. They just stared through the glass, silent and wrong. I backed toward the front door, fingers fumbling the handle. The dim sunlight was gone now. The fog had thickened, curling low to the ground like smoke. They had moved, closer, standing in the middle of the path, still staring. I ran like the devil himself were chasing me. The forest closed in like it had been waiting for me. Branches slapped at my face and tore at my coat. Thorns clawed my arms. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. Not until the trees broke and I saw the road. My car was there, just sitting there like none of it had happened, like I hadn't just stared into the void. I yanked the door open, my hands barely working, heart crashing in my chest, the keys already in my hand, heart roaring in my ears. I fumbled the ignition, glanced once, just once, into the rearview mirror. They were there, and then the car came to life, engine coughing before it caught. I hit the gas and didn't look again. By the time I reached the highway, the fog was gone. The sky looked almost normal. I dared to look in the mirror. Nothing. No children. No house. Just empty road stretching behind me, and the sound of faint knocking echoing in my ears. I never went back. But I think about that house. I dream about it. It left something behind, something cold, something sharp. I think once you've seen them, really seen them, you're marked. You never forget. Sometimes when I'm brave enough, I look at the first picture I took, the one from the driveway, the house in full frame, sagging and lifeless. But if you look closely just behind the torn curtain of a second-story window, you'll see a pale, small face, watching. And its eyes are all black. I don't care if some people don't believe me. I know what I saw. I know what I heard. The footsteps, the knock, the voice. That night changed something in me. Sometimes I still can't sleep. There are nights I wake up certain I heard tapping on my window, 3 soft knocks, and a childlike voice whispering for me to come back to that house. But I won't. I don't go near abandoned places anymore. Not since that night. Not after them. Is her story true? Maybe I will let you decide. But there is a point where legend and myth become a reality, because the stories come from somewhere, from something. Everyone has a story. Me, you. Sometimes they are told. Sometimes we fear the telling. Do you have a story you want me to tell? Comment below. Thanks for watching this episode of Whispers After Dark. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Join me next time for another eerie journey into the unknown. Until then, stay curious, stay cautious, and beware of the whispers after dark.